So, what is going on, guys? This is Ryan here.
And this is other Ryan here.
And today we once again have another interesting theory for you all. Now this one is actually looking at the Mini Freddys.
Yeah, a lot of you guys wanted us to do a video on this and what they could possibly represent in Five Nights at Freddy's 4.
Yeah, and I think we're going to start at the very base of everything, so let's just discuss what the image presents to us. So on a first glance, of course, we can see these Mini Freddy heads coming out of the this bigger Freddy animatronic, and I think a lot of people definitely picked up on these guys instantly because we've never seen them before, have we?
No, we haven't. No.
They're so unique, and yeah, there's a lot of things going around about these guys, and I think the first thing we should establish is what the image is actually showing us. So if you actually look at these Mini Freddy characters close enough, you can actually see they do have arms and bodies, so they could quite possibly be climbing out of this bigger Freddy character.
Yeah, which kind of is nightmare fuel if you think about it. I mean, if these things are actually real, I mean, I couldn't... I thought Five Nights at Freddy's was bad enough, but having these little guys run at you would be just insane.
Yeah, I mean, we've never seen things like this before, have we? Most of the animatronics have all been full size, and now all of a sudden we've got these littler guys to actually think about, and yeah, you know, what they might present to us in the future games is almost quite terrifying to think about, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, as we know from the Five Nights at Freddy's 3, the idea of hallucinations were introduced into the game, so these guys could possibly represent some form of hallucination, maybe.
They could, but in my personal opinion, I actually think these guys might be real. Now, a couple of things why I'm actually suggesting this is their overall build design. They seem very authentic, I suppose. If you look at the way the jaw's been built, it's like a separate compartment, and just the overall design of these characters, if you look carefully at the Freddy on the bottom left out of the three, you can actually see there's an endoskeleton underneath here. So these little guys are well equipped with endoskeletons, and I don't know, I think their overall design it kind of represents this bigger Freddy, but in smaller format, and it almost seems too legit to be a hallucination.
Yeah, it just makes you think if these guys were real, I mean, what were they used for? Because straight away I'm thinking if they were real, then I think they probably were used for like little toddlers, little kids who were playing around who just wanted like a little thing to play with at the establishment, maybe.
Yeah, maybe it's kind of like a filler. Maybe this bigger Freddy guy was on the stage and these guys kind of sat on the tables, you mean, and just kind of, maybe they could even have been on like a little stand or something and just, you know, did a couple of basic interactions to just show the kids that, you know, the Freddy franchise is always with them, and then of course the big showcase with this guy tipping his hat, showing that he's definitely the main character, maybe he would appear on stage. So yeah, maybe they were like a small tie-over and they just interacted around the establishment to a lot less of a scale compared to this bigger Freddy.
Yeah, and as we know, obviously Five Nights at Freddy's is based off the paranormal entities pretty much, or possessed souls, possessed animatronic suits. So the fact that these little guys are there knowingly coming out of this Freddy's body, that possibly could mean that there are more victims, like their souls in these little Freddy things possibly.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at these guys, there could well and truly be almost like children's souls in them, maybe the younger children's souls, like kind of trapped within them. And, you know, we spoke a lot about the Golden Freddy being almost like a trophy, and maybe these smaller guys were actually invented to harvest, or, well, not harvest, but hold the kind of reminiscence of these smaller children's souls back in the day before the other guys existed, you know, Chica Bonnie, Foxy, things like that.
Yeah, I mean, that would make sense, definitely, yeah.
Absolutely. So now for this final section of the video, we're actually going to be talking about the game mechanics of Five Nights at Freddy's 4. We're going to actually be speculating what these smaller little Freddys could actually do within the environment, because looking at the way these guys are kind of situated, I definitely think they're going to have some deep entwinement with the way you have to play this game.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, in a previous podcast with Dorka and Razbowski, we mentioned that, you know, they could be little guys running around to distract you whilst this main guy's doing, you know, coming at you. So
absolutely.
You're looking at one camera whilst he's kind of in the office door and you're like, oh god, here I go. Here goes, and I'm going to die.
Exactly, yeah. A really deep point I actually raised in the podcast that you guys will be seeing tomorrow is based on just the way this whole image is presented. Now, if you look at the main Freddy guy in the background, he's definitely fixated on the camera, which shows that he's definitely aware of you. That is the guy who's going to be playing the night guard. And just based on the way he's kind of positioned, it looks like he's definitely intending to cause havoc. Now, if you actually look at these littler guys, they're not actually interested in the camera, which tells me they might be more focused on just being a genuine distraction. These guys look menacing as hell, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, they could possibly be there to, like, you know, make your life a living hell, like you say, you know, sabotage equipment, make sure that you can't do anything that could possibly make you survive.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe these little guys won't come into your office, but maybe they will try and, you know, prove distractions elsewhere and really keep you hot on your toes, I suppose you could say. You know, you've got to constantly flick between cameras, and I think a key mechanic that these small Freddys will definitely introduce to the franchise is obstructing the camera view. The reason for this is just just because I can imagine these guys, you know, whilst this main Freddy character's walking around the establishment, these guys are working with him. He gets into a camera. They may obstruct more than one camera at any given time, and then you lose track of this Spring Freddy character. And from that point on, all hell breaks loose, really. You're going to be panicking. Where is he? And, you know, the tension that will build from this will be immense. And other things these guys could do is just kind of, you know, as you said, sabotage equipment, cut cameras out entirely, and then, you know, it will restrict the amount of cameras you can look at, and then maybe you'll be only left with the audio devices of the camera, so you'll have to just rely on your sound rather than just, well, sound and vision together.
Yeah, I was thinking as you were saying, like, they're blocking up the camera footage. Like, you know, Balloon Boy in Five Nights at Freddy's 3, if you looked at him for too long, you get jump scared by his hallucination. But say these guys aren't a hallucination, but the same thing kind of happens. Like, one of them, you look at them for too long, and another Spring Freddy comes in the office to attack you almost.
What, you mean one of the little Spring Freddys?
One of the little Spring Freddys,
Yeah, and then, I think that definitely sounds plausible. I think the last point I actually want to raise in this video is, will these guys attack you, that is you, the player?
Oh, God. I mean, it's a very debatable topic, really, because if they did attack you, I mean, there's not a lot they could do, because obviously they're so small, you could easily fence them off, if you know what I mean. Whereas with Spring Freddy, the big guy, these animatronics are known to be quite beefy, so it's pretty hard fighting off a big animatronic. But maybe Scott will include, like, if they did attack you, that you could kind of fight back. Maybe you have to shake your mouse to, like, get them off your face or something.
Yeah, that would be cool. That would be a good idea. Maybe there's a way to actually fend these guys off as well. Not just from, you know, physical actions. Maybe when they come too close to your office, you have to put, like, a Spring Freddy mask on, you know. If there's a lot of relics around, from Five Nights at Freddy's 3, we know this, that there was a lot of counterfeit models of these animatronics made. For all you know, there might be some kind of Freddy mask that you can put on, and maybe it'll detour these guys, because they'll then see that you are Spring Freddy, and they'll lose interest in attacking you. Yeah,
I mean, that could possibly... Well, Scott's known to obviously have the Freddy mask inside as a mechanic as well. So maybe for the fourth game, he'll include a bit of everything from Five Nights at Freddy's 1 to 3 into number 4.
I think
to make it the ultimate game.
I think so. If this is the final chapter, you know, we're going to have to see all of the guys again, because I don't think I could bear another game not seeing Foxy, Chica, and Bonnie also. I should say in their physical form, because of course we see them as hallucinations, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So there you have it, guys. There's once again another interesting topic for you all to have a think about. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this discussion. It was talking about, of course, the littler Freddy, so be sure to comment down below what you guys think these smaller guys might have in store for us, because they look menacing. I think there's definitely going to be some involvement, and they are going to cause a lot of havoc for us.
Absolutely, and if you guys did enjoy this video, why not like it? And if you're new around here, why not subscribe for more theories like this and also some gameplay footage?
You got it. So thank you very much for watching the video, guys, and we'll, of course, see you on the next one.
Goodbye, guys.
Want to see even more content from us?
Consider liking and subscribing to ensure you'll see all content in the foreseeable future.
And hey, why not check out our past 2 videos?